Hello everyone, this is Vito Zay32 back again for another edition of What's on Deck, your weekly look at what's going on in the world of playing cards. This week is kind of a 2-week look because last week's video didn't end up working out. There was a lot going on. It was my birthday. It was also the finals of the Euro in which my team Portugal won. Yay. Finally, they did something. And then I did record the video like twice and I had difficulties getting it uploaded, and then I lost it somehow, and then I just did a very quick little short video. Anyways, let's get on with it. First of all, new this week on Kickstarter is the bicycle Ziggy from Elite Playing Cards, the latest deck. It's almost funded, 87% right now, 25 days to go. It's just a matter of time, and only a couple $1,000 more. 2 decks available in this one, a red one and a black one, or a gold and a platinum as they call them, but to me, it looks like red and black. I don't know why it's gold and platinum. Again, gold pips, as you can see, and the spades and the clubs. I'm getting a little bit tired of gold. Just the colors that they use, they just don't look that nice on the faces. At least if it was like more of a bold gold or something, I don't know, it might have looked better, but I don't know, I'm getting a little bit tired of gold on their faces. But I do like the back design and the tucks and everything. Here's the black one. The platinum, I should say. Inspired by astronomers. And astronomy and astrology. Looks very nice. That is a one-way back design. I don't know why. And again, they had to put on there, or they put Ziggy playing cards. It's a freaking one-way back design because of this Ziggy playing cards on there, and also because of this moon sun thing. It's not mirror image at all. I don't understand that whatsoever. But aside from that, the artwork is pretty nice this time around. Hopefully they don't screw it up like last time with massive borders. That is that. And Ziggy, by the way, in case you're wondering what the hell that means, as most of you probably are, it says right here that it's an ancient Greek, or from the ancient Greek, Zygos, which is an obscure phenomenon where 3 celestial bodies align in a perfect straight line configuration, often applied when the sun and moon are in conjunction or opposition, aka new moon or full moon. It's perfectly with the opposites being equal and opposing yet complementary, balancing and mysterious. Yay. Alright. There's kind of like a sun deck and a moon deck. So that's pretty cool. Moving along. Come on, we don't got all day. Crystal cards from All In Unlimited. Currently 16% funded, 24 days to go. It's not looking good at all. $89,000. They're not anywhere close. I mean, since I did the video last week, since last week when I tried to do the video originally, they have not gained any funding whatsoever. It's still at 16%. That is horrible. 7 days and 0 increases. There's 2 decks, a black deck and a white deck. Interesting metallic looking tuck case. I don't like this. In order to get into the cards, you gotta get through this belt and a buckle and then a mini card clip. Why? I mean, why not put it at least horizontally around the tuck case instead of vertically, so at least it's easier to access the cards or something. I mean, it's bad enough when you gotta deal with seals and stuff and cellophane, and now they want to throw on extra hurdles to get into the cards. Do they not want us to get into the cards? The backs are very plain, simple, not good. The artwork, I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. As you can see right there, the artwork looks like a stained glass deck almost, at least the black one. Just a lot of triangles and diamonds, basically. Not a big fan of it, and don't think it's going to fun. It's to be produced by Noor Arts, NBCC, but it's not going to happen, I don't believe. They would need a pretty big miracle this week. Next up, Rock Safe Playing Cards by Max Sense, just launched recently. Interesting theme about rocks and keys. You have to excuse me. If I'm sounding a bit weird, I apologize, but I got a big canker sore on my tongue, so it affects my speaking a little bit, and that's why I'm also drinking a little bit more. Anyways, So we got this one, this launched here today. Lock Safe Playing Cards by Max Sense. Where are we here? It's not doing good. I wrote it down. 6% funded, 37 days to go. Looking for 7,000 euros, not anywhere close, and I don't think they're going to get anywhere close. That tuck base is ugly. I'm sorry, but it is. It's just a lock. It's not very attractive. It doesn't say anything on it. The aces, pretty simple looking, it looks like. To be printed by MPC, which begs the question why it's a $7,000 goal. The pips feature locks. The indexes feature keys. They're okay. I would have preferred maybe if the keys on the hearts and diamonds were red, match the pips, but that's not my opinion. It just seems weird. The court cards are faceless. Apparently they are repeating. Yeah, it says right there, same design for all the court cards, so all the Zacks are the same, all the queens are the same, all the kings are the same. That is lazy. If you're going to do a project on Kickstarter, at least put some effort into it. Don't just use one court card for each Zack, one for each queen, and one for each king. Same with the aces. They're basically the same. There's no distinction between them, except for this minor thing that says MNC or MBC or whatever on the bottom of the ace of spades. You can't even read really. The jokers, they're lock picks. It fits with the theme. I like the reveal by the spades. That's pretty cool. The back design, that's the back design. It is absolutely horrible. There's nothing to it. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with locks or keys. It's just black and white. And yeah, I don't understand that at all. What the hell does that have to do with the theme? It's not going to happen. Also, back design that looks like that, and repeating court cards, and just a lack of effort. I mean, they put some effort into it. Oh, for fuck's sakes, what is this? I apologize. They put some effort into it, but why not? If you're going to do it on a deck on Kickstarter, you got to go all the way. You can't just half-ass it. And repeating court cards and aces, with a lame-ass back design, that is half-assing it. Let's move on. Oh my god. String Wars playing cards. Oh, fuck's sakes. I apologize. What the hell is going on here? I apologize. There's just something going on with my computer. String Wars playing cards by Jason M. Seppert. Not his first project. I'll get into that in a bit. It is currently 1% funded, 13 days to go. Not a chance in hell this is going to fund. He's not going to get $5,000 in 13 days. He wouldn't get $5,000 in 30 days. It's a marijuana themed deck. Marijuana themed decks do not usually do well, especially with such goofy artwork. I've only seen one really that I know of that funded, and the artwork was actually decent. The creator, not so much, but the artwork was decent. This is just goofy and weird and cartoony. Being made by a cheap printer, I can tell by the indexes and the faces. Probably Print Studio or something like that, but it doesn't specify. It's not exciting. The back design is horrible. It's just, I think this is it right here. It says String Wars. This is, come on. This is basically a leftover remnant from his previous projects, which was a String Wars game. He tried it twice here. String Wars and String Wars Leaps. I don't know the difference. He was looking for $100,000. There was no chance in hell he was going to get $100,000. He got 41 bucks, and now he thinks he's going to get $5,000 for a deck of cards using the exact same artwork, basically. I don't know if this is supposed to be a game, a video game or what, but it did not work. But anyways, it's just, the guy is thinking way too high. It's not going to happen. Moving along here, we got classic film poster playing cards by Jordan Neal. This one is 36% funded, 25 days to go. There's a chance of funding because it's only a 750-pound goal, but a slim chance. The guy has no artwork. This is all we see. Is this picture right here. No idea what the cards are going to look like. No idea what these supposed classic film posters are. No idea what the back design is going to look like. No idea who's producing them. Stock or finish? Absolutely nada. For £10 for a deck of cards, I expect to have some kind of information. I would avoid this one unless he's going to actually put some effort into it. Oh yeah, it comes in a presentation tin. Big deal. The fact of the matter is, if you want people to back your project, you got to show us that you actually done something and you're putting some effort into it. Not just throw a project together and ask for money, because at this rate, I don't know that he's actually going to produce anything, because he's got no proof of anything. I always try to avoid projects like this and warn people about projects like this, because if they're not doing anything, there's no proof that they've done anything. How do you know if they're actually doing anything? Except take your money. Moving along. Fractal Art Faces. Playing cards by Vasileios Vasilakakis. Hope that's how you pronounce it. This is one from last week that I mentioned then. It's 21% funded, 46 days to go. Any project that needs 2 months to fund is not worth it, in my opinion. If a creator goes, I think I'm going to need 2 months to fund this project, at least, chances are it's probably not that good. As a creator, if your project is good and you believe in it, you should not need that much time to fund. Either it will fund or it won't fund. I think 30 days should be the max. Currently he's about a quarter of the way, what I say was out here, 21%. He's almost a quarter of the way of the 2,000-year goal, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. The faces, well, they're just faces, ironically. Fractal art faces. It's an interesting concept, but it's not that great the way it's presented. I mean, you got the hearts and diamonds are women, spades and clubs are men, each facing in opposite direction. Court cards actually have crowns, and the jacks have nightcaps for some reason. And then the jokers, I got 4 jokers repeating. They look like they're just standard jokers. I've seen that in many decks before, except with fractal art in them. 4 indexes, which is fine. And then the back design is really simple and one way, in case you're wondering. And then the name is also just very simple, just fractal art faces. Why not come up with something a little bit more creative than that? It just seems like it's very simple. 12 euros on the early bird. He still has 39 out of 50 early birds, which is not a good sign. Early birds should be snapped up like this. He's got another early bird here for a t-shirt with a face on it, and those are all still available. Early birds should be gone in no time, otherwise the chances of funding are probably not that good. Somebody in the forum said it was, then he just drew fractal or pips. I think that would have been better personally. Instead of just faces. I mean, it's just the same face with different ordinates repeating. It's not overly exciting, but one-way back design does nothing for me. So let's move on. Next up, foil playing cards by Jason Wen. I hate to even mention this, but I am. It's just a red and green version of his previous decks. It's currently 82% funded, 29 hours to go. Fingers crossed it is not fun, because this is just crap. And you know what? I don't understand, and I'm not the only one that doesn't understand why he just keeps throwing out the same deck in different colors. Do something else. Put some effort into your work and create something new and different and original. Stop putting out the same deck over and over and over in different colors. In fact, we already had these colors before in a previous project with 5 different colors. And I think it even funded, and he canceled it because I guess he was going to have enough money. Personally, and here's just the faces in case you're wondering. The same faces over and over. They're not that exciting. I mean, there's some effort put into them, I give them that much, but I just don't like the actual faces. The body's okay, the faces look a little bit goofy, not really my cup of tea. The pips, aces, they're really nice, I think, but I just wish there was a different creator and a different deck. Definitely, I just said they were nice. At this rate, with this kind of a goal and 2 decks, it's not going to be producing a whole lot of decks. I'm not even sure how many. But, again, that'd be another project. Next up, we got legal tender currency inspired playing cards from Jackson Robinson. Extremely well funded, 17 days to go. I think he's anticipating $90,000. I don't think it's going to get that much, but we'll see. Very nice deck. There's a United States version, which just reminds me of another Federal 52 deck. I don't know why he's doing another American deck version, another American currency inspired deck. Why not do something, I don't know, Canadian? I anticipate a Canadian deck in the future, but it's not in this project. I don't know. Is it me, or does this look like it's copy and paste? Like, I don't want to say anything, against Jackson Robinson. I think he did so actually that it's not copy and paste. But somebody commented that before. I think it might have been in my Facebook group or whatever. It looks like copy and paste, and it does to some extent. But they're very nice. I like the artwork. I like the court cards and everything. And the price is not horrible or anything like that. I mean, in the aftermarket, they're going to be like $50 each. Right now, you can get one of each for $28, which is not a bad deal, plus shipping. The Jackson Robinson deck, that's a good deal. Moving along. Hourglass playing cards. Northern Lights, this is an article from last week. It's at 11% funded, 21 days to go. It's only increased from, was that 4% or 8%? Not a whole lot. Looking for 5,000 units, ain't gonna happen. It says Hourglass playing cards, but apparently it also says right here it's the Northern Lights deck. Now last I checked, Northern Lights is a sky phenomenon, stars and stuff like that. This has nothing to do with stars or Northern Lights, and it has nothing to do with Hourglass. That's just the name of the company. What it is a lighthouse. And that's what's on the back design. It's okay, it's not overly exciting, but it's not bad, or anything like that. I'm not sure it's exactly the type of deck that I'd be doing that with, that's for sure. The Ace of Spades features a nautical theme. It looks like the Ace of Spades from the nautical deck from the Blue Crown, I think anyways. I'm pretty sure I've seen the Ace of Spades before that's an anchor. The number cards, standard, and I believe the court cards also standard. Joker, I think it has a bird, it could have a reveal. I like this part. There are no risks we can plan with. Well, you should always plan for risks. There are always risks. In this case, there won't be any risks because the chances of funding are not too good. Apparently they did customize the court cards somewhat, but probably not much. Maybe this is a different color. Or in this case, no color. Moving along, we got Colonial America series playing cards by Amber Waves. Now I know before I said I would not talk about Amber Waves projects anymore, but you know what? Screw it. I am going to talk about every and any project related to playing cards that's on Kickstarter and most from Indiegogo. Whether they fund or they don't fund, whether they're good or they're bad, whether they're beautiful or ugly, whether they're failures or hits. This one's kind of a mixed bag for me. This is not actually his first attempt with this project. Last week when I did the video, he had a different project you see right here, V1 Colonial America. It was canceled. It was just for the one deck, and now it's been relaunched. He's got 2 decks, the Independence Day and Lionheart. But you know what? Let's get into it. The Lionheart on the left, nice back design. I'm not really sure what lions have to do with America, but maybe there's something there. But I do like the back design. It's nice. I like the colors, how they got the flag in there, and all the other details, the state tip in there. The Independence Day on the right, not so much. It's an interesting concept, but it's not as nice as the one on the left. and I don't know why there's a hot air balloon in there, and I'm not a big fan of the border. The aces. Again, I'm preferring the one on the left. Not so why there's a spade inside of a diamond pip, but that's okay. But I do like the ace of spades, and I like those pips. They're nice, they're simple, they're clean. Look at the ones on the right. They're big. I do like the texture and the heart and the diamond. Very interesting. Not sure how the texture and the clubs has anything to do with Colonial America, but whatever. The background elements, they're okay. I'm not a big fan of the indexes and these, or the massive pips. It's something that he seems to do in all of his decks, and it's just getting repetitive and tiring. The court cards, again, I prefer the ones on the left. They're pretty simple, kind of standard looking court cards. Same with the number cards. The ones on the right, they're just heads. They're just court card faces with massive pips, weird unnecessary border. And then the number cards again, I really prefer the nice, cleaner, more regular one. The one on the right, there's a lot going on. The pips are really confined into that little space. The borders seem unnecessary. The jokers, they're both okay. Again, I kind of prefer the one on the right. It's a little bit cleaner and simpler. Or the one on the left, I should say. I prefer the deck on the left. Last week when I did the video, I was a little bit, well, I mean, I was feeling the same way about the Colonial America deck, the one on the right. It's okay, but it ain't great. There's some gaff cards included in there. Apparently, you can get free gaff cards for $5 each. Wow. I mean, they're not included. The problem is this, though, I see. The original project was for $6,000, I believe. USB-C printed deck. It was a stretch goal for the second deck, or at least a plan to do the second deck in a separate project. But he only got $1,500 maybe. So he canceled. He relaunched it. This time it's a $2,000 goal, which he has surpassed barely. And it's not going to be USB-C. It's being printed by MPC. Limited, rare limited run. He calls it a rare limited run. Only 100 to 250 decks printed of each design, depending on demand. I'm sorry, but that is not rare or limited. That's, I mean, if that's all you can produce, if that's all you can get back from the project, that's not saying a whole lot. I mean, a creator like Jackson Robinson could get 2,000 or 3,000 decks, 5,000 decks produced of each one of these. They would be a lot better and whatnot. And you know, and that's it. I think personally, if you could only get the funding to produce 100 or 250 decks or 500 decks, well, 100 or 250 decks on Kickstarter, you know, that's not a good sign as far as your business is concerned. You should, I don't know. I think personally that you should at least try to get 1,000 decks produced on Kickstarter. If you can't get 1,000 decks produced, then that's not a good sign. I think that, you know, all the top creators get at least 1,000 decks produced. 500 is a rare deck for them, a minimum, it's a rare limited deck. Sometimes they have even less. But I think if you can only get, as a creator, 100 to 250 decks produced for a Kickstarter project, that's not considered rare or limited. That's just not good, in my opinion. I will say that this creator, Amber Ways on United States, does fulfill the projects. I got no issues with that. I just think that we need to put more effort into the work. I do like the deck on the left, but neither one of these really have anything to do with Colonial America or American history or anything like that. If you're looking for decks like that, I suggest Robert Tomlinson's decks, like his Colonial Unrest and Civil Unrest. Those are fabulous decks that are done right with this type of a theme. These, not so much. But again, the deck on the left is a nice improvement from the one on the right, so it's nice to see that. Anyways, moving along, I spent too much time with this one already. I'm expecting an angry email. Next up, we got the Other Kingdom Animals Edition from Natalia Silva. This one is, where are we here? I wrote it down somewhere. 69% funded or so with 28 days to go. It's basically the same thing as the original one, except that it has animals on the court cards instead of birds. I mean, it's okay, it's a nice idea, but I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's fine, the artwork is nice on the deck, as you can see. Back design, this one has a black border as opposed to a gold border, which I like a lot better. But it's just, I don't know. It's not a huge change from the previous deck. There's also super limited rare editions for like, I don't even know how much anymore. $36 for a deck. Only 100 of these for collector's crave, they call it. Again, not a fan of that. Just creating extremely limited edition decks. There's another one, ultra limited. 100 decks, only $36 each. That's just a tactic to get more funding, in my opinion. Nothing against Natalia or anything like that, but I don't think that she needs to resort to tactics like this in order to fund a project. And that's that. But anyways, let's move on. Next up, Legends of Time playing cards by Euromo. This one was one from last week. It has since been canceled. It got like 10% funding. Was not doing too good. Part of the problem, I think, is these indexes. First of all, they're off the edge of the cards. And second of all, this looks like an R instead of a K. I know it's not a French king. And same with the aces. If you look at the aces here, look at how far off the cards these indexes are. I don't understand that. And then the aces, again, it's an E instead of an A, which I don't understand. It was okay. It's just not really put together too well, as far as the indexes are concerned. And I'm not sure they had to mention it. But oh yeah, they were going to print a plastic deck, and then they added a cardboard deck, as they call it. It's a paper deck. $19 for a deck. Early bird $15. Not gonna happen. Moving along. Voxel playing cards. It is a traditional playing card that's pixel art by Scott Bishop. It's been canceled as well. Got about 30% funding, I guess, out of a $1,000 goal. It is a Minecraft inspired playing card without using any kind of official Minecraft art, which probably was not a good idea. The back design, as you can see, this is one back design that's kind of ugly. The ender back, and it's a one-way design and just not good. These are the other ones, a green creeper back, and there is also a limited edition dark orchid creeper back. And again, not good. Although this is slightly better than the original creeper backs they had on here, which I don't know what happened. Court cards, I mean, they're okay. I think there was an issue as well where they were doing a contest to select couple of the court cards, and that's a no-no as far as Kickstarter is concerned. I mean, $20 each, $15 in the early bird, ain't gonna happen. Especially with that for a back design. If you want a pixelated art-themed deck, go with the Bicycle 8-bit decks from Home Run Games. Hell of a lot better, and you can still find them. Moving along to Indiegogo. And ooh la la. Lamp Girls playing cards from the Canadian guy John Lee. Currently 30% funded. 21 days to go, looking for $3,500. It's over $1,000 Canadian. Sexy ladies all over the place, as you can see. Let's see some more images. Ooh, I like this one. Ooh, yeah. Sexy is good. It's a sexy deck. I've got no problem with that. Sexy is good. But I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure who's producing them, if it's paper or plastic. I like it, but I ain't backing for it. And there's another reason for that. It's indie no go or something like that. I made it, but $25 for a deck of cards. Only 7 people out of 100 claimed that. That's not too good. um, Next up, Duong Duong playing cards by Han in Vietnam. It's 2% funded. 20 days left. Looking for $10,000 is not going to happen, unfortunately. It's a very nice looking deck. As you can see, the back design is very nice. As is the tuck case. It's really well put together. To be printed by Legends. Nice pips. I like those pips. Customized yet standard looking pips. Nice custom yet familiar looking court cards. With beautiful line work, as you can see on those court cards. Very nicely done. And the aces are the ace of spades is okay. Jokers are okay from what I can see. Can't see them too much. Unfortunately, it's Indiegogo, so it's Indie no or Indie no go really. The reason why is because if Indiegogo works differently than Kickstarter. For Kickstarter, if a project does not fund, the creator does not get any money, you don't lose any money, and you just move on. With Indiegogo, as soon as you pledge for a project, if I were to pledge $12 plus shipping for the deck, as soon as I do that, the creator gets my money. If it does not fund, he keeps my money. More than likely. It doesn't say anywhere that he would refund the money. Some creators will do that, I'm sure, but many will not. And that is a turn off for a lot of backers because it's like, I'm not going to give you my money. And I mean, if he doesn't get enough money, there's no way he's going to produce it. And then I'm going to be out the money as a backer, and he's going to have my money in his pocket to do who knows what with. So that's why people don't back projects on Indiegogo for playing cards. So let's move on though. This is new. It's available at Art of Play, from Art of Play and the Magic Capital. It is a green aristocrat. I mentioned it last week. Well, I was going to mention it anyway. So my video was a no-go. But it's the standard aristocrat with a nice green back. Review coming soon. Next up, Bicycle Gentleman in Gold. This is basically the same as the red edition, the regular one that they have. They're only going to be giving it away via their website for promos. If you spend $100 or more, you get this deck free, which they did on Independence Day, as you can see. But I missed out on. I wasn't going to get it anyways, but it looks like I will be getting one for review. Apparently, it may have a red gilded border, which would be pretty interesting. Next up, Renaissance playing cards from Igor Klitschnik is coming this upcoming Tuesday, July 26th, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, July 26th, 11 a.m. Eastern. I'll probably mention it again next week. I did actually get a surprise package from Ben Jones in the mail with a prototype of this, so I will be reviewing it probably this week, at least sometime before the project launches. Very nice, as you can see, the artwork. I'm liking it. I got no complaints with it. It's very nice. Ben Jones from the Elephant Playing Cards is helping out with the project. He's producing it, I guess. While Igor Klitschnik actually did the artwork. Not his first project either. He's done a couple others. And lastly, let's talk about the Card Club from Penguin Magic. If you're not familiar with the Card Club from Penguin Magic, you sign up $20 a month plus $5 shipping in the US, $25 shipping internationally, which is not a bad deal depending where you are. For me in Canada, not the best deal. Every month you get 4 different decks. Originally it was 4 actual different decks with usually a Penguin Magic deck and 3 other decks. Now they're doing just 2 different decks every month, and you get 2 of each for collectors. This month you get 2 decks from Jared Hansen. You get this one you see right here, the Architect, which was on Kickstarter originally like a year ago, did not make it. And the other one is right here, Steeplechase Put, which is inspired by Coney Island. Very nice back design, fun, colorful, both printed by USBC. It would seem that for this card club they're planning to do like 2 decks every month. New decks, it's from Penguin Magic, and you get them before anyone else, and it's a pretty good deal for the most part. You get 2 of each, which not everyone wants, but some people want, um, and you get them before everyone else, and a decent price. For me, it's not a big deal. It's not the best deal because it would cost me $45 a month. I would get 2 decks, 2 extra decks that I don't really want, and I would have to try. So, if there was $20 a month, $25 a month with shipping, for me, that would be a great deal. And it stings a bit because of the fact that every time I come on the website, they go, free shipping to Canada on over 1,000 items, except for playing cards. It'll cost me $16.50 to ship a deck of cards to Canada. So $25 for 4 decks, not a bad deal in comparison, but still too much. $16.50 is way too much. And speaking of which, if you go to Art of Play, for me, I'm not a big fan of that. Art of Play and Dan and Dave, they're charging like $17 to ship a deck of cards to Canada. And then on the eBay, it's like 11 or 12 bucks, which is, I don't understand. It's not really cool, but it seems like they're gouging customers for shipping on their website, on Art of Play and Dan and Dave. So keep that in mind, be aware of that. They always seem to charge more for shipping, and they seem to just be increasing. And it's just going to lead to me going elsewhere for the decks. Anyways, that is it for this week. Sorry for the videos a bit long. Hopefully it actually gets uploaded this week. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.